All right, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello, I'm Cindy Fry with the Columbus Chamber, and you are here to learn how to create effective internship programs. And we are really excited to offer this, our 8th talent talk in a row. And we've learned so much through this series, and we are delighted to be working in concert with Express Employment Professionals, Specialized Recruiting Group, and Emily Bogue is our business development rep down here in the Columbus market. And I want Emily to say a few words of welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Cindy. We're happy to sponsor the Talent Talks and super excited about our topic today on internships. And we help people find jobs and we help companies find people. That's what we do. We've been in Columbus here for the last 7 years now. So we can't fill all the jobs, and there's all sorts of great tools, and we love talent and people. So this has been a great series for us to be a part of. So thank you again for allowing us to be a part of it.
Absolutely. I know you're strong partners to many of our employers, and it's the whole reason we started this series is that we saw unemployment was back down in the 3% range, and the number of workers had diminished. And so everyone's in a tight spot when it comes to finding the people they need to help their organization succeed. And one way that employers can do that is supplement their workforce and also create a pipeline of talent by creating workplace learning experiences. So I'm really excited that Allison Keir is here from Indiana INTERNnet, which just announced a big name change. So I'll let her talk about that because I think that's going to be really positive. But we want to learn today how to develop an internship program. Allison will teach us about earned credits, micro internships as a way to engage more students in workplace-based learning. So Allison, please take the lead.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint slide here. Let's see. All right. And Cindy, if you can just give me a thumbs up and make sure y'all can
got it. Yep.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for the introduction. Today we're going to be talking about internships, how to build a strong program, what we're seeing employers do with their internship program during COVID-19, talk about the Earn Indiana program, how you can receive reimbursement for your intern. And then as Cindy mentioned, we did announce a new rebrand. So we'll close looking at what that rebrand looks like and what you can expect from us, coming up in 2021. So just some background about Indiana INTERNnet, who we are, what we do. So we are the catalyst for expanding the creation and use of experiential learning opportunities as a key strategy in retaining Indiana's top talent. We were created way back in 2001. There was some research that highlighted Indiana had an issue with brain drain. So students were graduating from Indiana colleges and universities and then moving to other states, whether it's Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, anywhere around the country to work after graduation. And so hoping by exposing them to internship opportunities early, showing them experiences in their own backyard, they'll be more likely to stay, work, and play here after graduation. We were initially hosted by the Indy Chamber in partnership with the University of Indianapolis. So at first it was very much Indy focused, very Indianapolis based. However, currently, goes with the rebrand. We are officially a program for the Institute for Workforce Excellence. That is a 501c3 subsidiary of the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. So we are a subsidiary within the chamber. We have a statewide reach now by having that partnership with them. So it really helped us to serve more employers and be more effective in our mission. So just to make sure that we're all kind of on the same page here, let's look at, what internships are. So when I look at internships, I look for two things: that it provides structure and that it provides supervision. And it's experiential learning, and it provides them with a practical experience in a chosen field. A lot of internships that I have to decline on the website, they're missing that structure, and they're really missing that supervision. Employers are expecting an intern to come in and kind of just lead and manage a project all on their own without having that supervision, feedback, mentorship along the way. So that's kind of what makes an internship, special. It makes it different than a part-time or full-time job. Internships, they're not externships or job shadows. Those things are very short. Those are very much typically unpaid experiences, just to give an individual a quick glimpse into an industry. They're not volunteering or service learning. Those types of things are very structured. They're involving one very specific task, again, typically unpaid. And then we're starting to see these forms of experiential learning, these two at the bottom, start to kind of grow. So co-ops and apprenticeships, particularly apprenticeships, those are going to be longer, multi-year investments with an individual. And again, they're more structured. Apprenticeships are more specialized within a specific industry. So internships, they're kind of more of a temporary experience for a student. Before we get into COVID-19, what internships are looking like now, I did want to highlight the typical internship. So this is what we would typically see from employers before COVID-19, when everything was, just running along. A typical internship is going to be 12 to 16 weeks in length, about 15 to 30 hours per week, obviously a little bit less during the school year, a little bit more during the summer. Internships are about in line with academic semesters. So a spring internship, summer internship, fall internship, winter internship, typically a talent pool of college students. However, we're seeing high school students get more involved. Typically college juniors and seniors, and again, typically paid. About 80% of the internships posted on our site are paid opportunities. And we see the average to be about $13 an hour. That's across all industries. I would say employers, they ask a lot about, what's a good wage. I say anything in between about $12 to $15 an hour is what I see a lot. Obviously manufacturing, IT, I've see sometimes those wages go up to about $20 an hour. So those are a little bit more uncommon than what we see, but you take what's in line with the industry and can adjust for that. So this is what we've kind of seen with internships in COVID-19, kind of how employers had to quickly pivot, how they've been able to adjust. And we've hosted multiple surveys throughout this process, asking employers what they've been doing. Our last survey was back in November of 2020, but we're gearing up to send another survey out to see kind of what employers are thinking about doing for this summer. So keep an eye out for those. But virtual has kind of become the new normal with employers. And I think, employers around the state or around the country are realizing that having that virtual experience, that flexibility we've all kind of adapted to that, regardless of if it's an internship or a full-time employee. I feel like we've got virtual pretty down by now. Employers, they had a lot of employers, they weren't canceling their internship program. They weren't lowering the hourly wage, but they did decrease the number of interns they're able to take on, and also the number of hours that interns are working. Because for many of them, going to a fully virtual internship program, it was pretty new to them. So they wanted to make sure they're providing the most positive experience and decreased however many interns they took on, so that they can make sure that the interns that they have are getting the best experience possible. Another thing that we've really seen take off is hybrid internships. Those are both popular with students and employers. When we surveyed students, we asked, what type of internship did you have? And those interns who had that hybrid experience, which means it's part virtual, part in person, they had a more positive experience than those interns who were just a fully virtual intern. So they would come in to the office 2 to 3 days per week, and then the rest of the week would be done virtually. And employers really liked it because they're able to integrate their interns within the company, and also, you know, kind of conform to the CDC guidelines of not having so many people in the office. One thing that Cindy mentioned that I did not include on the slide, I forgot, was the micro internship. We didn't see a ton of employers take it on this year. I think it was just because, you know, everything was so uncertain. So many employers were still having to kind of adapt on the fly. But micro internships, we kind of introduced to employers as an option. What those are, they're very short, within, I think it's about, you know, 10 to 80 hours required of work. So it's not like a week-long, month-long experience, and it's focused on a specific project. So for example, we've seen like a marketing campaign, a company who they need their intern to make a marketing campaign for a specific event. It could take, you know, 20 hours worth of work, and then the intern, they get that experience, they get that deliverable, and it's not a very large commitment for the student or for the employer. And those are typically virtual experiences as well. Another thing that employers did to keep their programs going is bringing back previous interns virtually. So if they had a really, really awesome intern back, you know, before COVID happened, so maybe their summer intern that they had from 2019, that student was really awesome, they could bring them back on as a virtual intern. And that required a little less prep work. That student was already familiar with the programs, with the system, with the company. So it helped make that transition easier. And what we're seeing still is a lot of uncertainty with employers. I mean, our company, even with our full-time employees, we're taking it month by month, trying to decide if we're going to go back to being in person. And I think a lot of companies are still kind of doing that with their internship program. So still uncertain. I think it's important to kind of have, you know, you want to have an in-person internship experience. That's kind of like the gold standard. It's what you're hoping for, but to have kind of a backup plan ready to go in case you need to. So we're going to survey them again, as I mentioned, in March, just to see what employers are thinking. And I think what we learned through all of this is that, yes, you can still keep your program going without losing your talent pipeline, even through a pandemic. You're able to adapt. So I did want to spend just a slide talking about a virtual intern, just a little bit of prep. If you are new to hosting a virtual intern, some things to keep in mind as you build a program. When you're building a virtual internship program, you still need to have things in place, like a virtual recruitment process, and you need to be ready to potentially do video interviews. I know a lot of HR companies have done that anyways with full-time and part-time employees. So I think most people are pretty set with having that infrastructure in place. When you hire a virtual intern, you have to do a little bit more prep work before bringing them on the first day. A lot of employers think just because students are taking online classes that they're ready to go for a virtual internship. And, you know, for some that might not be the case. You really want to make sure that they have access to internet. Some students may only have internet access when they're on campus. So really make sure that they have that constant high-speed internet access, and make sure that they can access their email account with the company. You want to have it set up so that they can access files, you know, really making sure that on their first day that they're able to log in and actually do their job before bringing them on. And you also want to make sure that their computer that they have is compatible to do the work that they need to do to be successful. And you may want to consider having a backup plan as well. I know some companies bought some extra computers for their interns. I know it may not be financially possible, so you do want to keep that in mind as you're screening interns and connecting with them to make sure they have those things to be successful. You don't want to assume that they do. And before they begin on the first day, they need to have that ability to contact a supervisor and a mentor, because being virtual, not a lot of face-to-face interaction, they need to have a way to get in touch if something's wrong. And before their first day, you want to set up a meeting with IT to make sure that they are connected to emails, files, and all of that good stuff. You also want to set up a formal work schedule and regular check-ins. You want to make sure with a virtual internship, a lot of students think, it's full flexibility. And if that's okay with your company, that's fine. But for some companies, you may need them to be, you want them to be logged in from certain hours of the day to be active and to be able to contact you guys. So communicate that with the students, set hours when they're going to be online, set some deadlines for projects, make sure that they're aware of those things. That's something that we kind of missed with our virtual intern. We didn't think, hey, you need to be online from 8 to 5 because that's when we are. So she was working a little bit outside of that schedule, and it made communication tough. And with regular check-ins, you want to make, I would say, at least once a week with your intern to check in and see how things are going. It can be through Zoom, through phone, whatever works for you. Again, having that structure and supervision, just because it's virtual doesn't mean, it's a free for all for them to do whatever. And you still want to plan a fun first day, even if you guys can't be together. Do a welcome lunch. We hosted our intern over the summer virtually, and we sent her a Grubhub gift card, and then we all got together and had lunch through Zoom, and it was still really fun. We asked some fun questions and just made sure we had a good time. And regardless of if it's a virtual internship or an in-person internship, you want to keep these 3 structures in mind. The very first one, when you're thinking about building an internship description, these are what I tell employers to think about. You first want to think about what are some things that your company does every single day, so some mission critical projects that the intern can assist with. So if there's something that you guys do daily that an extra set of hands can help, add that into the internship description, build your description around that. Then you want to think of leadership opportunities for secondary projects. You want to give an opportunity for your intern to own a project from start to finish. We actually meet with our intern within the first week, kind of get a feel for what they want to do, what their interests are, and let them choose a project that interests them to own. But some companies have those projects kind of set up already, and that's perfectly fine. There really isn't a right or wrong way, just as long as there's kind of a bigger picture opportunity for them. And then the third thing is you want to think about some back burner projects. I call this like the 25th hour of a day project. So if your company has that extra hour, what would you guys do? What would you want to get done? And have that intern take on those projects and, accomplish that as well. And that can be solo work for them. So before I move on to kind of posting, recruitment, and logistics, does anyone have any questions about internships, building internships out?
I think that this slide is really helpful in thinking about how to frame the work. And I think it probably gives people a really good starting place.
Yeah, so many employers come to me and say, I want an intern, but I don't know what they can do. So if you think about those 3 things, it can give you a good framework of what an internship program will look like. And we do have on our website at the very bottom. So if you go to INTERNnet, at the very bottom, we have an employer guide. It's free. You can download it. I think, Cindy, you have some physical copies as well.
We absolutely do. Yes.
So you can use those. It has best practice info and can really help you build out your program. Yep, there they are. Treasure that purple and green while it's still around.
Yes, if you ping me if you want one, we'll slip it in the mail to you.
Yep. So once you have your internship description written, you're ready to post. Here's kind of a little guidelines of some good times to think about posting. What I always tell employers though is that recruiting an intern is a lot different than recruiting a full-time or part-time employee. Students, they kind of start looking and picking their internship way in advance of when that internship takes place, because for some of them, you know, they're using that internship as course credit, so they need to know if they need to sign up for that internship course. Many of them are working around school schedules, even in the summer, part-time jobs that they may have. So you want to give yourself time to recruit. You want to give yourself time for students to find you. It's not like a full-time or part-time job where they can just, you know, give a 2 weeks notice and start with you guys. You know, they need some time. So summer is going on right now, recruitment. We see really competitive internships start getting posted just, you know, from December all the way up till early March. So if you're thinking about recruiting a summer intern, I would say getting it out there by the end of March at the absolute latest to make sure that you get the top talent. Fall positions, April to early June, spring, September to early November. And these are just, you know, suggestions to make sure that you're having the best shot of reaching top talent. And when you get your internship posted, how to market it, how to make sure that you're reaching the biggest audience as possible. You want to put your internship on your company's career page and put it within the applicant tracking system if you have that. So just because it's an internship doesn't mean you can't put it on the careers page. Students, a lot of students go to companies that they're interested in, go to their website, see what options are available. It's a great way for them to find you while also learning about your company. Post it onto college and university job boards. Make sure that you build relationships with local schools as well. You want to attend career and internship fairs. A lot of those are virtual. Even though I was kind of talking about them earlier about how exhausting they are, I promise it is a good way to get face-to-face with students. And you do learn a lot more about students connecting with them face-to-face versus them just submitting a resume. So it is a good opportunity to find good talent. Some schools, and they actually transition these to virtual opportunities, but schools do on-campus recruitment times. So opportunities for you to connect with classrooms, you know, speak directly to students and promote your company, your culture, and the opportunities available. Promote it on social media. We do a lot of promotion through social media with internships. If you tag schools that you want to connect with, so if you tag like their career page, like Ball States, like their Cardinal Career Center, those schools will share your post. They are dying for content and they're more than happy to share it with their students. So it's a good way to connect. And then finally, INTERNnet as a way to post and reach students. So here's what we do, the work that we do, and how we can help you. So our website is a free, I call it a matching marketplace. It connects individuals seeking internships, Indiana employers, and Indiana high schools, colleges, and universities. We provide high touch, which is great customer service, and high tech, which is the website, to anyone seeking or promoting an internship. So this is what really makes us different though from like other job boards and things that you may see out there. So we have relationships with Handshake, if you're familiar with those, posting with schools, Simplicity, things like that. And so if you post your internship onto our website, we share it with all of these schools listed here. So we have IUPUC, all Ivy Tech campuses, and it gets sent every Friday. We send them out to those schools. They upload it onto their job board, so like Hire Ivy, Handshake, and then students, if they come across your internship, they see it, they'll be redirected to Indiana INTERNnet to apply. So just by posting onto our website, you can really expand your reach. And I don't know about you, but I hate having to post the same thing over and over again, trying to remember where it's posted. This way, it'll save you that time as well. And the second thing that makes us different, and that's really where I want to spend quite a bit of time talking about, is the Earn Indiana program. So it's our partnership with the Indiana Commission for Higher Education. And what it does, it provides employers with high quality internships up to 50% reimbursement for hiring a low income Hoosier student. It's really great for employers because yes, you're getting that reimbursement, but you're investing into local talent. You're, potentially increasing diversity within your organization. The students who qualify for the EARN program, it's a very diverse group of students. And, for those students who qualify, they're getting that high quality, they're getting a paid internship. And for many of them, they can't take on an internship unless it is a paid opportunity. So this helps them to, stand out, get that experience, and receive compensation for their work. So this is the student criteria, and this is what makes a student eligible. When people hear low income, they think maybe only like a small population, but over 160,000 students within Indiana qualify. It's just, making them aware of the experience. So the student does have to be an Indiana resident. They also have to go full-time or part-time at an in-state school, college, or university. They can't have received their bachelor's degree, so it's only for undergrad programs prior to when they plan on working. However, they do remain eligible 1 semester after graduation. So if you are talking to college undergraduates who are graduating in May, they may want an internship in the summer. They're still going to be eligible for EARN in the summer, but if you keep them on to the fall, they will no longer qualify. And then this is the financial information here. So they have to have an expected family contribution from their FAFSA less than or equal to $24,570. When I was in college, I never knew what my FAFSA, my EFC was. I don't even think I knew what it meant. So, as you're connecting with students, they're probably, off the top of their head, they're not going to know what their EFC is. So instead of asking, hey, what's your expected family contribution? Just have them apply. It's super easy to see if a student qualifies. They make an Indiana INTERNnet account. When they log in the first time, there's an application for them to complete. It's just first name, last 4 digits of their social, and they find out immediately if they qualify for EARN. So they don't have to know their EFC to participate. And any student who's eligible on the website who have already registered and confirmed, they have that little green logo next to their name so that as you search. Here's what the internship criteria is, really making sure that it's a high quality program. It does have to be paid at least $7.25 an hour. Internship has to be at least 8 weeks, but you cannot receive reimbursement for the same intern for more than a year. And that's just a sustainability measure that the commission put in, making sure that more interns can participate, more companies can participate. So you can keep an intern, receive reimbursement for them for a total of a year. If you want to keep them on after that, that's awesome, but you will have to be responsible for their full 100% of their compensation. 12 to 20 hours per week during the school year, 12 to 40 hours per week during the summer is what they can work. The work that the intern does cannot be political or religious in nature. They look at the work the intern does. So for example, if it's a church and they have an accounting internship, that accounting internship is eligible for EARN. They're not doing anything religious. But if it's a church with like a youth ministry internship, that would not qualify. The work the intern does, it has to be less than 25% administrative in nature. So not making copies, getting coffee, things like that. And then the internship can't already be designated as federal work study. So you can't double dip into funding. Before I move on, does anyone have any questions about student criteria or the internship criteria?
The earn credit, I think are you going to show us a image of the database that shows those kids that are searching? Because
I can pull up the website and just show a demo of that at the end. If
that'd
that,
be great, because
yeah,
it's easy to find those students because they have that earn
yeah.
tag.
Yeah, and we even allow, so we have an advanced search, and you can even check a box saying that you only want to see earned students as well. So if that funding is super important to you, you can ensure that you get that. So this is, you know, just because we have a ton of students on our website and they're awesome candidates, it doesn't mean that you have to find your intern through Indiana INTERNnet to utilize the EARN program. We understand that you probably have awesome connections with local schools, or, you know, sometimes you even find interns through personal connections, and that's okay. You know, we want you to use as many resources available to find interns. But, you know, if you do find someone who isn't on the website, you can still utilize that funding that's available to you. And here's how. So this is kind of, you know, working the process backwards. So you have an intern in mind, you just got to plug them in to see if they qualify for EARN. So, you know, very first step, you want to make sure that that intern is eligible for EARN. So they have to be eligible for EARN for you to get that reimbursement. So you want to have them make an account. As I mentioned, have them apply to EARN, see if they're eligible. If they are eligible, that's awesome. You can get that reimbursement. So you want to make sure your internship is posted onto Indiana INTERNnet if you haven't done it already, and submitted to EARN. The process is super easy. When you post your internship on our site, it'll ask if it's paid. You say yes. It says, do you want to use EARN? You say yes. We build in the EARN application within it, so we make it as easy as possible. And then after that, you get it posted, submitted. You can fill your internship with the student that you hired. You can actually do all of this in one day. That way you're not getting applications from students because you've already filled your internship. You don't want people applying to something that's filled. So yeah, you can mark it as being filled the same day that it's posted if by chance you forgot to get it posted. And that way, you know, you're still utilizing those funds. And I did want to highlight here, so there is a huge opportunity, and this data is from the Commission for Higher Education. They're able to look at students who submitted FAFSAs, and they're able to see, based on that information, how many students qualify. So over 1,800 students within Bartholomew County are eligible for the EARN program. So if you're connecting with local students, you're finding them, you're hiring them as an intern, there's a good chance that they might qualify for the program. It's just, you know, having them go in, having them apply, having them confirm their eligibility. So, you know, always make sure, always take just a few seconds to confirm those things. And I'll switch my screen share just to show you how easy it is to find students. So this is our website. When you log in, you'll get a thing about work and learn. We'll get there. That's the rebrand. I'll talk a little bit about more what that means. So this is what the workspace looks like. It's, you know, these internships were eligible for the EARN program, so they have the flag. But and then, you know, you'll see students, I reached out and messaged them, they have the EARN flag because they're eligible. I'm just gonna do a quick search here in our advanced search, but you can add as many filters as you want. If there's a specific school you wanna work with, if you wanna look at, you know, college students, specific majors, your county, but you can click right here and do EARN Indiana participants. And as you can see, those students who are eligible have that little flag. You can learn more. You can reach out to Jennifer. And you can be a little proactive in your search as well. And so if you do just like a general marketing search, you'll see here, so these students they either aren't eligible for EARN or they haven't confirmed. Even though we put the EARN application right there when they log in, college students are persistent of just like denying things. So just, you may want to reach out and say, hey, just to make sure you applied to EARN. But 9 times out of 10, because we make it so visible to them, and we'll keep showing the EARN application until they submit it and they're declined. So they've probably taken that time, but you'll see that they're EARN eligible. They put in their experience. You can contact them. So we try to make everything as easy, letting you know which students qualify for the program, as upfront as possible to make sure you find a good match for you. Go back to my slide. And the good thing about our site is that it's completely free. And a thing that I also encourage employers to do, so if you are very new to the internship, experience, and you still aren't sure how to build an internship program, search the website for internships. If you have in mind that you want an HR intern, search for HR internships on our website. Look at some of the ones that employers have posted. Get an idea of what they're having their intern do and see if that could work for your company as well. Whenever I have to decline internships because they don't meet our standards, I sometimes will send them a link to a good example of a well-written internship so that they can see kind of, what some of the elements are that they're missing with their program. So, just poke around, see what's out there. So this is, if you did tune in to our Impact Award celebration, which is our biggest fundraising event each year. We have that on Tuesday, but we celebrate outstanding interns, employers, supervisors, career development professionals around the state. We announced that we're doing a rebrand. Our Indiana INTERNnet is going to be Work and Learn Indiana. I'm super excited about that. So even though it's a new name, we are still having the same mission of being the catalyst for expanding the creation and use of high quality experiential learning opportunities. We're still going to be connecting students to internships and providing, the free services to employers. But what really has changed, though, is a new vision of everyone living in Indiana who wants a high quality work and learn experience will be matched with a Hoosier host employer. So what that means is that we're going to have more of a focus. It's going to be more than just internships that we're going to allow employers to offer. So with the name Indiana INTERNnet, you just think internships. Work and Learn Indiana, it's going to be more encompassing. So if you do have an apprenticeship or job shadowing or, a co-op and you want to host it, we would be the place for that. And then also more than college students, even though our website has always been available to anyone looking for an internship, high school students, college students, non-students, people still think, Indiana INTERNnet internships, just college students. So being more encompassing of supporting high school students in their work, non-students, so students who may be career changers, may have graduated but need to kind of skill up in order to find the next opportunity, just kind of being more inclusive of opportunities and those looking for opportunities. So we're planning on, we announced the new name, we announced the new mission vision, and we have drivers of being career focused, employer driven, and equity, having a focus on equity as well. But we'll plan on officially making that switch. So getting rid of the purple and green, which I'm excited about, and switching over to the blue and gold within the year, kind of changing up the website, not changing it up, mostly just more of an appearance change to what we're doing. So rolling that out throughout by the end of 2021. So I'm excited about it. Hope you all are, but keeping in mind that the core work that we do will remain. And that's it for me. Does anyone have any questions at all about internships, the EARN program, anything?
Allison, this is Brian Payne. I'm with the Columbus Airport. I just wanted to chime in and say how much we've appreciated our working relationship with INTERNnet. We've posted internships on there for quite some time, and I think just this round we started about a month ago for our summer internship. We have 3 of those, 2 in the maintenance department, 1 in the admin department, with the goal of moving the maintenance. They learn in maintenance and work their way up into to the administration, and it's gone very well. We had 15
Awesome.
applicants for the administration and 6 applicants, I think, in the admin. So it's been really a great working relationship, and appreciate your support. And I know Mike and I have actually presented at a statewide level before, your executive director, on our internships and how we've worked together. So again, it's really easy to use. It's really, you all are great to work with, and appreciate your support.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brian. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think, having other employers, if you're new to internships or new to Indiana INTERNnet, to have someone like Brian, if you do ever want to reach out and kind of learn more about building a program or using the website, I can talk all about, the perks of the website and the perks of internships all day. But I think to actually hear it from someone like Brian with his own experiences and own, what he's learned, I think you can kind of learn a little bit more about how to make it work for you through his experiences as well.
And I've always been such a supporter of internships along the way, and you all just, what you've done is make it so easily accessible, especially with the EARN program. And while we've actually not taken advantage of the EARN program, we always pay our interns. We always look for, the best quality intern, whether or not they're EARN or not. We always, we're looking to choose the best intern out of the mix. I myself had 3 internships going through school. So I always valued my internship opportunities, and really helped me understand what I wanted to do as a future and for my career. So I've always supported those, and have had a number of interns over the years, and continue to support those interns as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Brian,
And that's
Payne
another
is
important
one
thing
of
to
those.
note, though, is that even though you can utilize the EARN program, you do not have to hire an EARN intern. You won't be penalized if you decide not to. Many employers, like Brian, the credit is just an added bonus. If you have a student who qualifies, great. If not, you're still hiring the best fit for your company, so you don't have to commit.
Okay, I just have to sing Brian Payne's praises for a minute. He's one of those like sneaky, quiet movers who's changing our community. And I didn't know until this week that he had 51 interns over the course of his time here. So what an amazing model the airport is for this program. And Brian Payne, I just think you're awesome. I did put a link to the employer guide in the chat, and I just want to point out a couple things. We do have these print versions, but I'm sure it's the very same document. Yeah. There is a internship agreement that you could just totally incorporate into your program, a final intern evaluation by the supervisor. There's an evaluation of your program for the student to complete. Just a lot of great tools that will save people a lot of work.
Yeah.
Hey, along those lines, Cindy, hello everyone, I work for the Community Education Coalition, and we've got a few folks from some of the industry sectors that are meeting and seeing if we can't grow internships, micro internships, teacher externships in the region. So we're learning what the different hurdles are, and just seeing if we can make it a little easier for employers. So I'll put my email in the chat. If anybody would like to join those discussions, we would welcome your voice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Rhonda, for all the work you're doing to prompt employers to think about those opportunities and to make it easier. I mean, that online tool where you can post your job and have the INTERNnet or work plus learn Work Learn Indiana push that out to all those schools is just fantastic because they are all on different systems. So
Yeah.
that's a great tool.
Yeah, and we Handshake, you know, if you're familiar with it, that's a lot of schools are moving to that. And so when we finally got the agreement with Handshake to kind of do that internship sharing arrangement, it was huge. So we keep getting more and more MOUs on board. I think it was Trine University we recently signed on, so they're not in the list right now, but they're added. So we keep adding schools, and we'll keep bringing that out there. And I think, you know, the work that Rhonda's doing about getting the hurdle, like understanding the hurdles and helping employers, that's so important. And, you know, the work that we do, we're a super small team of 3, you know, serving the entire state. So to have local people like Rhonda, like Cindy, to work with local companies who understand the ecosystem within your community, that, you know, we can't replicate that work. So that's why we need you all along the way.
I really like the new work and learn. You know, I like that change. I think that makes a lot of sense. So good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know, back in 2001, you know, apprenticeships and co-ops and micro internships and externships, those probably weren't even really a thing. Internships weren't even that big of a thing. So, you know, it makes sense as things have evolved, we evolve too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to the other employers on the call, any questions for Allison? And thank you, Rhonda, for putting your contact info in the chat. But you can see we've got a great resource at the state level, thanks to the state chamber and the work that Allison, Mike, and you've got, I can't remember the third person's name. Caitlin. That's a great team.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
And if anyone ever wants to connect one-on-one to do, you know, a demo of the site, or if you have any specific questions, please feel free to reach out. More than happy to walk you through it. I promise our system is easy to use, but the first time maybe a little daunting to go through it. So I'm here to help.
Great. All right. Well, Allison, thank you. Thank you. This was a busy week. Allison, you know, mentioned the awards, the Impact Awards. That's a huge lift, and that was her baby, and she did that Tuesday.
Yeah.
So to do this for us this week was really, really a gift. So thank you, and I'll thank Emily for representing Express Employment and all the support you gave us on this. So thanks for being a part of this. We'll record it. We'll put it on our YouTube channel if you want to forward it to someone who wasn't able to come today. We'd love for you to do that. This concludes our eight session Talent Talk series. So that's for the books. You all have a great day. Enjoy some sunshine and get outside.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Thanks, Cindy.